Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani. And again, with the disclaimer of these hitters, Aaron Judge is not going to get pitched to how he would in the regular season. So his numbers are down a little bit, but these two are leading the conversation and will be probably the MVP of the American League and the National League. We've talked about it. There's only been 6 times that 2 MVPs have met in the World Series. And the last time was 2012 with Miguel Cabrera and Buster Posey. So, you know, it's a really big game here. I think Kennedy Landry actually shared a tweet yesterday, and she was like, what do you people want? You were mad about the Rangers and the Diamondbacks World Series because it wasn't big market enough, and now you're mad about Yankees Dodgers. So what do you actually want? I think if you're a baseball fan, this is everything you could dream of.
Yeah. Okay, if your team's not in it, all right, and you want star power, you want history, tradition, even if it's the evil empire against the team that spent $1 billion this offseason, you want to see baseball's best at their best. And so this series, you know, everybody's going to talk about Ohtani, obviously, being in the World Series for the first time, but Aaron Judge is in the World Series for the first time. Garrett Cole is, as you mentioned yesterday. So it's a big deal. And again, the 2 MVPs, I mean, I can't imagine anybody catching Ohtani. Judge has, you know, Bobby Witt had such a great year. Jose Ramirez too. But I would anticipate that, you know, they're going to be unanimous. The only thing I could see that would be held against Ohtani is that he's a DH. So maybe there's some old crusty writer out there who will not vote for him because he didn't play defense. Okay, if you want to do that, that's fine. But let's say so they're going to be the MVPs, and you know, they're both these tall, good, you know, well-built, physical guys. Mammoths, if you will. Okay. One's a right-handed hitter, Judge. The other's a left-handed hitter, Ohtani. Ohtani runs better than Judge. Judge plays center field at 6'6", and they both, of course, hit tons and tons of home runs. So, you know, these lineups are still great without them. That's the crazy thing. But they're the ones that all eyes are going to be on. They're going to get pitched the hardest. Pitching changes will occur before them. Intentional walks might happen too. So I'm looking forward to seeing them, but just again, with all this history and tradition, I just love it.
And do we need to say, like, you expect this to go to a game 7, 6 at least, but really, truly again, like the talent on these teams.
Well, you hope it lives up to the hype.
Yeah.
I think that's the key thing. It would be great to see tight games. It would be great to see a 7-game series. The more games, the merrier. I want to hang on to baseball as long as I can, even if it goes into November. November 2nd, I believe, would be the date for Game 7, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, we want to do it, but we'll predict on Friday probably what's going to happen. But I think that it will be a tight series. It will be. You know, who knows what's going to happen with the home and the road thing. We'll get into that in a little bit. But to see Aaron Judge with the opportunity to perform on the biggest stage, Ohtani on the biggest stage, there are going to be a lot of eyeballs worldwide. You know, there are going to be a lot of eyeballs in Japan on this thing. So hopefully it does live up to the hype. Hopefully they are the 2 best players and you know, 2 heavyweight fighters. I know the heavyweight classification in boxing isn't what it used to be. But it would be great to see Ali Frazier, you know, type of thing, a trilogy, if you will. Except this will be 7 of them, and it'd be great to see them both land some haymakers. But they're going to have a lot of help.
No doubt about that. And I did look it up. Garrett Cole, he's started before.
Oh, and the Astros, my
so
fault.
This is he's 2 starts in, so he will be starting Game 1, like we mentioned. But let's go ahead and just take a look at what Judge and Ohtani have done in the regular season. Like we mentioned, MVP's probably undoubtable there, but apples to oranges almost, but it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, you look at when Aaron Judge is healthy, he's terrific. You know, he's dealt with injuries a couple times in his career, but you look All right, so maybe he's a little bit better hitter. All right, a little
He's
bit
also
more,
not
a
a dual
little bit
pitcher.
more power. He does not play both ways. So I think we talked about this. I don't know, a month ago. Will Ohtani be able to post the same numbers next season when presumably he's going to be a starting pitcher and pitching every fifth or sixth day? I mean, he hasn't had to do he's had to rehab his arm, yes, and he has started to throw and started to throw in progression, but he hasn't had to throw bullpen sessions, between starts. He's had a lighter workload this season. So how much of effect will having a starter's workload and being a hitter have on him? And it's going to be it won't be inconsequential.
Right.
I think there will be a dip in his offensive numbers. If he is starting a game and batting, and he's had a tough inning, but he gets on base, is he going to try to steal second and third? So I just think there's going to be a drop in production. He's still going to be a great hitter. I'm not saying that he's going to all of a sudden drop to 18 homers and 5 steals. No, but I think the pitching will take a toll. But on the other end, he's going to be doing something else that nobody's ever done before, pitching at a dominant level and hitting at a dominant level at the same time. So next year, he's going to be a shoo-in for the MVP again, and because nobody does what he does. Judge, on the other hand, nobody in the American League has hit, in the history of the American League, has hit more home runs in a season than Aaron Judge. He did that in 22 with the Roger Maris beater here at Globe Life.
I was about to say, we got to watch
Globe Life Field off of Jesus Tinoco. He's like I said, when he's healthy, he's great, and keeping him healthy, especially with him playing center field, that's a chore. Yeah, I don't know. You're when you throw in Ohtani pitching, there's no comparison. But right now, if you want to say who had a better season, you have the 50-50. Everybody's marveling over, but gosh, you can't. You put those numbers side by side, and that's really about the only place that Ohtani has the edge on Judge.
Right. And now let's take a look at the postseason numbers, because you're really only good in the postseason as you are in the postseason. I mean, the regular season wrapped up already. So, like we said, I think we have to look into how many times Judge has been walked as well. But, Ohtani has the numbers here okay. But, it's about being pitched to and the matchup there.
Yeah, it seems like maybe teams have pitched around Aaron Judge. Maybe Austin Wells was batting behind him at the time. But when you put Stanton behind him,
that really,
I don't know if you really want to do that anymore.
That really clicked.
So that's going to change. He's going to get, with Stanton so hot, the ALCS MVP. Maybe Judge sees some better pitchers, but think about going back to the series, the Cleveland series. For what was it? The first 3 games, those guys had batted, I want to say 8 times. So after the first 2 games, they'd batted 8 times and faced 7 different pitchers apiece. I mean, that's crazy. That's kind of the effect of a bullpen game. You're seeing fresh arms with their best stuff, and relievers just go out there and put their arm, put it all on the line. Their stuff moves more. Their fastballs are a little bit harder, however you want to say it. But Ohtani didn't start out great in the postseason. He definitely heated up in the division series, and you think maybe Judge showed some life there those last 3 games against the Guardians with the 2 home runs, or maybe it was he hit home runs in 2 of the last 4. Whatever, he appears to be trending the right way as he heads to the most important series of his career.
Right, and this World Series will showcase the hardest hitters in baseball. I know we're going to break down all of the numbers probably Friday, but it is interesting because it's a pick your poison with these New York Yankees. Like we've mentioned before, you've got Soto, who's hitting .333 in the postseason, Aaron Judge 161, and then Stanton sometimes behind him at .294. And if Austin Wells is in the mix, not great, but sometimes does his job to get on base, things like that. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I was kind of having this conversation about if Stanton is the hot guy, and he's 5 home runs in the ALCS,
something like that, a bunch.
I mean, do you change who you're not going to pitch to then?
Well,
I mean,
okay. If the Yankees are going to line up Soto, Judge, Stanton. Okay. And we know and the Dodgers open with Ohtani, Betts, Freeman. Which trio is better? I mean, right now with Freeman hurt, then do you say the Yankees?
Yeah.
You might. Now Gleyber Torres is their leadoff hitter, so that throws a little wrinkle in it. And with Ohtani, I mean, the starting pitcher is under the gun right away. You know, I mean, not that Gleyber Torres isn't good, but he's not Shohei Ohtani.
He's not Ohtani. Yeah.
So
he wouldn't get offended by that statement.
No,
either.
I think he understands his lot in life. But I just think that it's. I'm just really looking forward to seeing that. I mean, those are the three guys you're going to have to pitch to them at some point. There's no way to pitch around three straight guys.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to three intentional walks and then just let your pitcher go at whoever's behind them. No, of course not, because there's capable hitters there. But that's, you know, if they get, it's important that guys get on ahead of them so that teams have to pitch to them. You know, you probably won't see any steals from the bottom of the lineup if Ohtani is up. You know, you don't want to open up first base and give the Yankees a chance to walk them. So, you know, we talk about the big three, and they're going to be huge in this, but they have to have guys on base ahead of them too. So that's kind of where your bottom of the order comes up. And Ben is upset that we're forgetting about Tommy freaking Edman. Sorry, Ben. I can't believe I did that.
Well, you know, I mean, they're the best of the best because there is no break in the lineup.
Yeah.
And this is just the best in baseball. I'm really excited for it. I think it's going, I've said it a million times, I think it's going to be one of the most viewed World Series of all time. I know that Rob Manfred would love a Game 7 going into that. And I haven't even looked up the sports that'll also be on too, because it's, you know, the football is going to dictate a few things.
They try to avoid football Sundays. That's why the World Series is starting on Friday. But I think a Game 7 would be on Saturday. The second's a Saturday. So yeah, Monday Night Football can't avoid that one, but that's okay. There will be a lot of eyeballs on this series. I know the NBA is starting soon with the Mavs starting up Thursday. I think the Lakers play tonight, right? So there will be that, and it's you've gotten over the euphoria of opening night in the NHL. So I think a little college football head to head won't hurt MLB too much.
You can multi-view your screens now.
That's right. So. That's right. I need to look into that, because the other night I was flipping through 4 channels.
Oh no, you got a multi-view.
Yeah. Well, I've got a multi-view. I've got to get multiple TVs. I've got a lot. I've got a lot I want to get done, but I gotta run that past the wife. Hey gang, thanks for watching the DLS Rangers podcast. Make sure to like, to comment, to share, to subscribe, and also go ahead and become a diehard member at DLLS.com/join-diehard. 5 days a week this offseason, Rangers podcast. Join us live.
We all silly like the mayor.